everyone. Welcome to Reasons for Roots. My name is Lauren, and today I'm super excited because I get to share with you one of my favorite themes or units that we do every year, and that is our Reformation study. So every year, as long as I can remember, we have done some sort of Reformation unit in our homeschool. And every year looks different. Sometimes I focus mainly on Martin Luther. Other times it's the five solas. Maybe sometimes it's just the Reformation in general, but every year I have some sort of resource. I'm using resources from Danika Cooley, who is a homeschooling mom who has created wonderful materials for the homeschool community, and she has phenomenal resources for the Reformation. So I hope this video catches you at the right time. So maybe you've never done a Reformation study with your children and you're wondering, how do I do this? Maybe you don't know much about the Reformation. That's okay. You can learn alongside your children. So today I want to show you what I'm using. So I have a variety of ages. I have a special needs second grader-ish, he's 7, and then I have a 8th grader who is 13, and I have a senior who just turned 18. So we have a wide range of students in our homeschool, and we have a wide range of needs. And so I like to keep my 8th and 12th grader together as much as possible. And so what I do with our Reformation units is usually I either replace our Bible curriculum or our history curriculum with whatever I'm doing for the unit. So if it's mostly like doctrinal based, I'll replace our Bible. But since this year it's more historically based, and of course you're going to have Bible thrown in there, which is wonderful, but we are going to replace our history with our Reformation study for a few weeks, okay? And so what I'm doing for our 8th and 12th grader is I am using Danika Cooley's Cobblestone Path When Lightning Struck. So this is a unit study that ranges from grades 6 to 12. This covers, it has science in it, it has geography, vocabulary, writing, on top of all the history and the Bible selections. So I will show you this in just a minute, but I just wanted to tell you that this is the unit that I am using. So this is a PDF that you can find over at thinkingkidspress.com. The only required book with this unit is her book that she has written, When Lightning Struck, the story of Martin Luther. Now, we have actually read this book before. I think my 2 oldest children, my oldest is already graduated, I think we read this when they were in like 7th and 8th grade. So it's been a while, and we didn't do the unit that year. We just did the discussion questions with it. So I'm looking forward to walking through this again with my 12th grader and going a little more in depth with the unit study, and then my daughter also gets to join in. Okay, so how this looks is you will actually, she actually schedules this for 12 weeks. Now, I'm not taking a whole 12 weeks. I think we will do, I have it broken into days, not necessarily weeks. I think I have 28 days, 28 school days we're going to do this in. And so I'm going to read a chapter out of this book each day and do the resources that go along with it. So it has 23 chapters, so 23 days is what I've scheduled. And so you can drag this out to make it really full. And I might have to cut a few things because I am making it a little shorter. But the wonderful thing with unit studies and with this kind of curriculum is you can make it fit your family. So we're going to read a chapter a day for my older kids from When Lightning Struck. And that is going to be the core of our history for 23 days, okay? Okay, so for my older kids, they're also going to have extra reading. And so for my daughter, I love the Chosen Daughter series. And so these are mainly church history women, but a lot of them are reformers. And so this year she is going to be reading The Weight of a Flame by Olympia Murata, or about Olympia Murata, and Wings Like a Dove, The Courage of Queen Jean d'Albret. And I know I said that wrong, so I'm from Alabama, so give me a break. Okay, so we do love the Chosen Daughter series. I purchased one of these from Generations, and I found one of these that teach them diligently. They're around $20 each, and you can't find them just everywhere, but I know Generations has them, and they are worth the money to invest in these because they are very well written. And I would say from middle school to high school girls is what their target audience is. And for my son, he is going to be reading Through Flood and Flame, and this is a book published by Abeka, and this is a high school biography that they assign. I've actually had this one a few years, and we just never have pulled it out to use it, so I thought it would be a good time for him to read through this. This one has, it breaks up all the Protestant reformers in France and Spain and Portugal, Switzerland, the Netherlands, and England and Ireland. So it breaks it up by country. And so that's going to be the bulk of their history for 23 days. And for my little guy, we can't forget about the little ones when we're studying the Reformation, right? And so I also went with Danika Cooley's resources. Now she has these wonderful books that she has, what's the right word, mirrored maybe, after the Who, What, Why books that are so popular. And of course, a lot of homeschoolers use those books and love them. We have used them as well, but they are secular based. They're not from a Christian worldview. So she has started writing those type of books from a Christian worldview. She has several. She has some on slavery, and I don't know what else she has. Check out her website, because the only ones we have are the Reformation ones. And this one I have is Why Did the Reformation Happen? And Who was Martin Luther? I also have What Was the Gutenberg Press? But we've already did that book a few weeks ago, so we're not going to go back over it again. But she does offer that. And so this could be a 3-book series for your Reformation study for your younger children. I would say children 5th grade and below, would be perfect for. Okay, so I have those 2 books, and then she also offers on her website Reformation lap books to accompany these books that she has written, and this is absolutely free right now. So you have a little activity to walk your younger students through the Reformation books that she's listed. She also has tons of Reformation crafts that are free to download off her website, thinkingkidspress.com. She has wonderful ideas for a Reformation party, and that is something that we started probably 5 years ago. Was instead of having and celebrating Halloween, we chose to just celebrate the Reformation. And so we have a Reformation party every year. My kids love it. We look forward to and we count down the days to our Reformation party. And she has wonderful ideas of how you can make that fun and engaging for your children, and how they can store up truth and celebrate the glory of God in history through remembering the Reformation. So definitely check out her website. She has tons of free resources. So now I'm going to flip the camera around and show you inside the When Lightning Struck unit, and I'll also flip through maybe the table of contents of the lap books. So like I said, When Lightning Struck is the main core text that you will need. This book is phenomenal. She also has a free discussion guide. So if you do not want to do the unit study, you can just download the discussion guide and go through this book with your children. So this is designed for children 6th to 12th grade. And this is a PDF. So also, she offers these Reformation bio profile cards, which I thought were really neat. So they just give you a profile of different reformers. I printed these off and laminated them, and we will use them along with the study. Okay, and so here is just instructions and some notes. but here is like the teacher's guide. So week 1, you can see it tells you dates there, and it's full of beautiful artwork. So you can see on week 1, you're supposed to read chapters 1 and 2. Then she has your discussion questions. She tells you a little bit about Gutenberg, and she has timeline dates for you. Okay. And then also in week 1, you're supposed to read chapter 3. She has timeline dates, scripture to consider, discussion questions. And then this is where you can break this apart however you like. So history, it tells you, what you'll be studying, like study medieval towns and life. Writing, vocabulary, sorry, there's a fly in here. Science, which is Gutenberg Press, geography, and art, okay? And then it just starts over, okay? And it continues on. So you can see it's very well laid out. It's beautiful artwork throughout. So this is like the teacher's guide portion, okay? So included in the download is notebooking pages for your student. So for every section that I just showed you in the teacher's guide, it has a notebooking page for that. So like in history for week 1, we're talking about medieval towns and life, and you will have a notebooking page. Okay, here's a one on Gutenberg that you will fill out. That's on the printing press. Then we get to art, where you record information about the artist for the week, and then it will give you samples of their artwork, and she gives a prompt. And then there is the writing prompt. How does the Bible impact my life is for this week. And then there's copy work for each week, okay? So on top of the weekly notebook pages, there's also a timeline, okay? So each week or each chapter, you will record what's happening on the timeline, okay? So we keep that in our notebooks. There's also vocabulary, and I love how she did the vocabulary. So she has them recorded, and your student will write the definition. Okay, and then there is a geography or map section. So you can keep track of exactly what's going on where. So there's a map of Germany, of all of Europe, and then of the world. And it is prompted in the teacher's guide what to look for and when. So I won't show all of this to you because you can go to her website and get this for free, but this is 2 of the lap books that I have printed right here. So that's about how thick it is, and it will cover, these lap books will cover both of these books, okay? But she has them for all 3, including the Gutenberg Press, okay? And so for Who Was Martin Luther, I will just show you the table of contents. So these are phenomenal little books, and I'm so excited that a Christian mom, especially a homeschool mom, has decided to take this upon herself and create such valuable materials. And so this is the table of contents for why did the Reformation happen. My children have learned so much from studying faithfully the Reformation and the historical impact and the spiritual impact it has had on the world. And so something else that I forgot to mention is I have this neat fold out, basically a timeline of the Reformation that I bought off Christian book distributors. And it's only a couple of bucks. And something I love about it is that it shows all the denominations that arose from the Reformation. Because most of the time when you hear of someone studying the Reformation or someone who loves the Reformation, most of the time those are reformed in their theology, which I am. I am reformed in my theology. But I think anyone, even if you aren't and don't fall into the reformed camp, you can benefit from learning about the Reformation. So this was a very neat little resource that I love to pull out and look at as well. So I hope that was helpful. Let me know what your thoughts are if you've ever studied the Reformation as a family before, and what resources you love to use.